I'm Emani C.
This day that God is giving me, I'm not
Hi
gonna
guys, I'm
wait.
Emani C and welcome. If you're new here, this is a safe place where we heal and become our better selves together. If you're a Christian girly, this podcast is perfect for you. This channel is perfect for you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and to subscribe and to share this video with somebody. First of all, I want to say happy Valentine's Day to all the girlies out there. Happy Valentine's Day. I did this makeup video and I haven't done makeup videos in a long time. I filmed this makeup look and you guys can definitely go check it out. I think by the time you guys see this podcast, it should be posted before Valentine's Day. And with that being said, happy Valentine's Day to all my girlies. We've been doing this thing at the beginning of this year where we've been talking about marriage, and not marriage in marriage, but preparing for marriage. Today I want to talk about something connected to it, but something personal. If you watched the previous podcast, or if you listen to the previous podcast, then you know that we talked about modesty. We talked about what we need to do to prepare to be a wife. And if you watch those videos and you've come to this one, then you would know that you have to be a wife before you even find your husband, before you even walk down the aisle, before you even say yes. You have to be a wife to even you have to be a wife before you even meet your husband. Today I want to talk about abandonment, daddy issues as some would call it. I feel like a lot of people, women to be exact, it's hard for them to choose the right guy because of abandonment issues and because of daddy issues, or because they don't have a good representation of a man in their childhood or in their household. In growing up, they don't see a good representation of a man. For me, I grew up in a single mother, a single woman household. So I think I'm one that could talk about the subject. When I was a kid, I didn't even realize like the difference, that I didn't even realize that something was missing as it pertains to in the home. I didn't realize that something was missing. I don't know. I don't want to say I didn't care, because maybe, I don't know, I was just being a kid and I didn't grow up with a dad. But do I have daddy issues? That's the good questions. I don't think I have daddy issues, and I have to thank God for that. But I'm not like everyone else who, as a kid, they sense the abandonment and they felt some type of way about it and could not express it. When I was a kid, I didn't feel that, because I think my mom did a great job of keeping me distracted, I think, or she did a great job with not keeping me distracted, but with parenting. She was very nurturing. She showered me with love and all of that. So as a kid, I didn't feel that sense of abandonment, and I didn't feel that something was missing. But as I got older and grew up as a kid, and sit down with my thoughts and sit down with thinking, I then came to realize that my me knowing what I want in a marriage, and what I want my spouse to look like, and how I want my spouse to love me and to care for me, it did not come from my biological father, or it didn't come from a human figure, a human father figure. And I do have my mom to thank for that, because she rooted faith in me. If you're like, you grew up in a Caribbean also, then you know that every Sunday, even if your parents aren't going to church, you were sent to church. And I feel that because of my faith, and because of me spending time with God, my abandonment issues don't affect me, or my abandonment issues are non-existent, or the abandonment issue that society expect for me to have, or the daddy issues that society expect for me to have as a woman who grew up in a single mother household, who hardly even saw my dad, or even had a relationship with my dad when I was a kid. I don't have those issues, because my mom ensured that I was rooted and grounded in the Lord and in faith. I was having a conversation with my friend, like I always do, and we were just talking, and we were just talking about dads, and about the importance of having that father figure in the household, not only for a female, but for boys. It's important to have, that type of father figure in the household. And I was saying to her that I always see, whether it's somebody close to me, or whether it's someone that I don't know, and I heard stories of people who, the person that they go in a relationship with, it's a reflection of their dad, right? And most of the times, when we see women in an abusive relationship, or in a relationship where their other partner is not treating them how they are to be treated, we say it's because of their dad, and it's because of their daddy issues, which, yes, that is true, right? It is because of that, but not only because of that. It's because they did not have something healthy to fill the gap. It's something that's toxic that fills the gap. A artificial love, that's what I want to call it, a artificial love, something that's not real, something that's toxic. But for me, I filled that gap with the Lord. So he was my dad. I was talking to my mom, and my mom traveled back and forth while I was in Jamaica. She traveled back and forth, and she told me that when she was traveling back and forth, even though she left me with someone, a physical person, she always prays to God and say, Lord, I leave her in your hands. And at the time, while I was a kid, I didn't know that. But now, like reflecting, I could tell that I can tell that I knew that when I was, I want to say 16 or no 15 years old, while I was in Jamaica. I remember, for some reason, I felt so depressed. I felt so alone. My mom was there, yes, but I still felt depressed, and I felt alone, and I felt sadness. I felt sad, and I could not tell you why. I could not. If someone was to come to me and would ask me what was wrong, I could not tell them. And I remember I was just laying there, and I literally felt God hold me in his hands. I was there laying down, my eyes was closed. I was crying. Nobody in the house knew that I was crying. And I felt the Holy Spirit, the Lord, hold me like a baby. And I looked up. I tried to look up, but I couldn't see because there was such a glare. I couldn't see what was holding me, but I knew that it was the Lord. I knew that it was a spiritual encounter with God because I felt at peace. And when I finally came out of that, I ran up to my mom's room and I told her. So when my mom told me that when she went away, when she traveled, she prayed to God and she used to tell God that, listen, I'm leaving her with you. I knew that she was talking the truth. I knew that it was facts. And why am I saying all of this? I'm saying this because I'm saying this to say that Jesus, I did not have a father figure or someone to show me an example of how a man should love a woman, but I had God, I had Jesus, I had the Holy Spirit. Through him loving me and through him teaching me what true love is, I know what true love is. And because of that, because he is my actual dad, he is my dad, he took on that father figure role that my physical and my biological dad was supposed to do when I was a kid. The Holy Spirit did that for me. Abba did that for me. And what better teacher there could be but Abba? Love. God is love. Love himself taught me how to love and what to expect in a man. So don't accept what society says. Just because society says, oh, you don't have a father figure in your household, oh, you have abandonment issues, oh, you don't know what love actually looks like because you didn't have a father to teach you that, then that's okay. Because you know what? I have Jesus, and you can have Jesus too. So if you're a girlie, you want to be married, you want to get married, I want you to spend time with God. Take a break from dating. Take a break from going all around the world and just work on yourself. And when I mean work on yourself, I mean really work on yourself. Yes, go to the gym. Yes, eat healthy. Yes, take a break from dating, but also spend time with God, the source. He is the source of all love. When you have an Apple phone, an iPhone, and something is wrong with it that you don't understand, you go to Apple, right? You're trying different relationships, you're trying different things and they don't work. Why don't you go to the source? Go to God so he can teach you how to love, so that he can teach you what love is, so that when a man or someone comes, whether it's a platonic or a romantic relationship, when they come showing you that here, this is love, or when they're loving you a certain way, you can know when that love is artificial or it isn't. Because you have a relationship with the source. When you have a relationship with the source, then you can spot a carbon copy. You can spot when something is not real. You can spot when something is fake. And you know, sometimes, and next thing I want to point out, a lot of times you girlies or us girlies, we can know when something is not right because we have that gut feeling, and that gut feeling is the Holy Spirit talking to you. And we don't even know that. We ignoring, oh, it's just my mind, oh, it's just this, oh, it's just that, when it's the Holy Spirit telling you that no, this is not for you. He's literally showing you their fruits. He's literally showing you the person fruits. They're easy to anger. They're not patient with you. You know, they don't bring you joy. When you're around this person, you're irritated. And next thing that we need to stop doing. There's a song that says, I still got joy in chaos. I got peace that makes no sense. Joy in chaos. We hold on to moments of happiness when we should be searching and feeling and hold on to joy. And here's the thing with joy, you don't have to hold on to it because you will literally have joy in chaos. But we're too busy holding on to happy moments. 70% we have heartache and pain, but we hold on to the 30% of happiness. When true love, even in the midst of chaos, where there is true love, when it is true love, you still have joy. This is the last podcast that I'm going to be on the topic. If you haven't checked out the previous podcast, please go check them out. I think I'm going to put it in a little playlist or something. If you watched all the videos, if you listened to all the podcasts, thank you so much. Thank you for chilling with me. Thank you for listening to me vent. Thank you for this conversation. And thank you for being in the safe place where we heal and become our better selves together. Until next time, I love you guys, and the Lord loves you even more.